think for me personally, it's about sustaining it in a variable amount of situations. So it's not just about being at your best when you're in your happiest place. It's about being able to sustain that when you're faced with stress or situations that are out of your control, and using like habits that you have picked up or that you've learned or that work for you, and being able to kind of harness that control in a way, and being able to come back to yourself so that you're able to keep that mental wellness kind of as a nice, as a balance.
I like a routine. I like things to be different, but I like also making sure that I do have downtime set aside in the week.
Every day you need to put time aside where you just switch off. And I suppose switching off is different for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, when I'm troubled, I write stuff down.
I do that.
So I know journaling sounds a bit cheesy, but it really helps me processing from my head onto paper.
There's some non-negotiables, which are those things that you, when you first start doing, you think, oh, it's one of those cliches of, is this really going to help me? It's like exercise. If you exercise regularly, you are going to feel better. But it really does help, and it really is true. And if you have those goalposts, it's almost like the time that you have for only yourself. And for me, it's a big thing about work-life balance. And it's from what you were saying, is me planning out those moments when I can go for a run, or when I can write about my day, or when I can read a book. That's for nobody else but me. And everything else that we do in, work and throughout our day, we're giving a lot of ourselves to other people, which is also a huge part of mental well-being as well. But you have to have that time where you take it back. And I think, that's one of the non-negotiables for me now. I am a people pleaser, and it's something that I have to make sure that I check in with myself. If I notice that I am starting to say yes to things that I don't actually want to do, that's normally when I start to lose the things that make me more mentally well. So if I'm, for example, I want to go and do a run after work, but I have a client come in and they want to go for a drink, I sometimes can feel myself feeling responsible for that person's happiness. And that sounds quite heavy in the weighting that I've said that. Obviously they'll be perfectly happy without me being there, going for a drink with them. But it's almost this like, well, if I do that, well then they'll be happy, and then I'll be happy because I've made them happy. But the more that I fall into that spiral, the more you realise, oh, actually I've not taken that
time for yourself.
I've like abused that boundary that I have for myself. So it's in a way, like a glass of wine would almost calm you down. I think that pleasing people will calm me down, but it has the complete opposite effect.
I feel like with your point, I think although initially and immediately make you feel better because you've made your client happy, what it says longer term is that you've put somebody else's needs above yours.
I make sure that I take my hour lunch. I just think having that kind of like, because especially being in client services, it's very fast paced, it's very go all the time. So taking that hour where you shut your laptop, you mute Teams on your phone, not that you should have it, and you just give yourself an hour to just kind of like chill out a little bit.
I agree.
I have to physically get out of the situation I've been in for the last couple of hours. I have to switch to something else, do something completely different, and then I find it's almost like a reset, and I can come back in and I'm so much more productive. But there is a temptation continually just to be continually just flicking through things, and it just doesn't work mentally or productively.
Well, I'm stressed or Harriet's stressed, we confide in each other, we can talk about the issue going on, work out how we can resolve it, go to our account managers if needs be. But it's just about having that open conversation with people and understanding that, you're stressed, but lots of other people are stressed. It's one of those things that everyone's going to feel, and the only way to overcome it is to truly be open about it and speak to other people and understand how you can manage the stress